Good morning, good morning. How are you? I thought I would do something that I have been sort of promising myself I would do for ages, which is to take some of the coaching tips that I have learned over the decades of coaching smart, busy, amazing women, I thought Christmas is coming, everyone's busy, everyone's stressed, that I would call it the Feel Good Friday show, and we would do a new coaching tip, life coaching and wellbeing tip for you each Friday to set you up for a really good weekend. So something to get you thinking, some food for thought for the weekend. So welcome to the Feel Good Friday show, and thank you for those of you, loads of you on live already, so fantastic. Okay, so these are going to be short and snappy techniques. They're going to be about mindset, and we'll just see how this goes. So I'm intending to do this for you every Friday, Feel Good Friday, from now through till Christmas, as my little gift to you. Okay, so today I want to talk about self-care, or specifically what self-care isn't. I think that this is a massive area for pretty much all women, and I think that we are sold this huge, I think it's a bit of a myth really, about what self-care is. And what we get told, particularly as women, is what self-care is having a pedicure, it's having a bubble bath, it's lighting a scented candle, and it's having a massage. And essentially, those are the things that is self-care. And self-care is always wearing activewear, and it looks really good on Instagram. And that is this sort of shiny, fluffy, Insta-perfect kind of viewpoint on what self-care is and what we should be doing. And so what I want you to think about for Feel Good Friday is that actually that traditional image of self-care is incredibly, incredibly passive. If you think about it, there are all things, whether it's the massage or the pedicure or the bubble bath, but we just kind of sit there, right? They're very passive activities. I'm not saying they're bad, and I'm going to get on to what they are in a minute, but just stay with me, okay? They are incredibly passive, and we have been sold and told that self-care essentially is passive. It's something you do as a treat, it's something that someone else kind of does for you, and that it's passive. And what I really want you to think about over this weekend is that it's something that I've seen. I coach thousands of women in my coaching academy every day, the clients over the last 10 years. And what I have to tell you, and what I know for sure, is that genuine self-care is absolutely not passive. Genuine self-care is actually super active, and do you know what? It actually feels a bit like work, and it can also feel a bit uncomfortable. That is genuine self-care. So let me give you a few examples, right? So real self-care is you're really stressed out about, say, your money. Real self-care is sitting down at the weekend, getting your bank statements, getting your online banking, and making a spreadsheet of your debts and your outgoings, and figuring out a payment plan and how you're going to clear them, so that you then are like, okay, this is the situation, I have a plan, and that you can breathe easy. Okay, that is self-care. All right, saying goodbye to a beautiful man who you adore, but who's giving you super mixed messages the whole time, and you just don't know where you stand from one day to the next, that is self-care. Is that uncomfortable to do? Sure. But getting that clarity so that you can then make the best steps forward for you and find someone who gives you that consistency that you, and that safety in a relationship that you deserve. That is self-care. Definitely not passive. It's active. It's uncomfortable. Other examples. Okay, what about, we should just catch up, okay? Someone that you feel really obligated to see, maybe it's a relationship or friendship group that you've really outgrown, and you've got other things that you could be better doing with that time, that energy, that attention, than putting yourself under pressure with this obligation, and actually saying, do you know what, I'm not going to make that get together this year. Have an amazing time. I'll look forward to seeing the pictures on Facebook, and then just moving on with your life. That is self-care, okay? Looking at what you need emotionally, mentally, to be in a strong and healthy place, ongoing, is self-care, okay? A pedicure will never do that for you. Preparing for a really important meeting at work where you are maybe up for promotion or you're asking for a pay rise, and being really well prepared and giving yourself that pep talk and going in and really assertively and confidently explaining, these are the initiatives I've put in place, this is what I'd like to see going forward, these are my ideas, this is what I think I'm worth in terms of salary, how do you feel about that? That is self-care, right? Taking care of your own career and finances is self-care, okay? It's very active. It's active as a process. If this is ringing bells with you ladies and you know what I'm getting at, give me some hearts and likes, leave me a comment, say hello. Love to know who's here with me this morning, because this is a really big concept that I would love for you to think about over the weekend. Okay, another example of self-care is, say you've committed to a particular style of eating or a particular dietary requirement that is just, I mean, personally, I'm gluten-free all the way, have been for 20 years, okay? So self-care might be calling ahead to a particular event that you're going to, or if you're going to dinner at someone's house, I don't know, it's the girlfriend of someone you don't know or whatever, and just saying, hey, I'm so excited about seeing you, can't wait to come, love to bring a plate, but I just want to be sure, you know, I'm just following this diet at the moment, or I'm X intolerant or whatever, it's really important to me and I don't want things to be awkward on the night, so just wondered what you had in mind. Is there anything I can do to make that easier? But I do, you know, it's important to me that I eat according to what I can eat, right? That, ladies, that is self-care. That might be a slightly uncomfortable conversation, but do you know what? It takes 2 or 3 minutes. You feel a little bit uncomfortable to start with, and then they go, oh my God, I had no idea you were, you know, gluten-free, or you were currently, oh my God, how long have you stuck to being sugar-free? That's incredible. 6 weeks. Of course I'll support you. I'll make sure there's, you know, X, Y, and Z for dessert, or you bring a plate and boom, right? That is genuine self-care. And so what I want you to look for is the image of self-care that particularly as women we have like in our faces is actually not self-care, okay? What it is indulgence, okay? And like, don't get me wrong, a bit of indulgence is great. You know, I like a massage, frankly, as much as the next girl. You know, and I've always got immaculately painted toenails. Love myself a pedi, right? But I'm not confusing that with the genuine work of self-care, right? Of looking after myself in mind, body, and spirit, okay? So indulgence is for enjoyment. And, you know, here's another thing about it is, you can tell when you're having an indulgent experience, right? If you've not done your real self-care, your genuine self-care, sorted out your debts, met with your boss, flicked off those friendships that don't really serve you, whatever it might be, okay? If you don't have those practices, those little daily practices that keep your self-care strong, when you do the indulgent thing and someone buys you a beautiful massage, or you have a beautiful pedicure, or you have the bubble bath, right? What happens is that indulgence is really enjoyable. It's lovely. Like, oh, this is so beautiful, fantastic. But as soon as you are driving back from the masseuse, as soon as you walk out the door of the spa, all those day-to-day worries and the overwhelm and the whatever come back, right? The indulgence just presses pause on what you actually really need to deal with to genuinely feel good and genuinely feel better, okay? Like, a bubble bath can only ever be so relaxing if you're genuinely worried about how you're going to pay your rent, or if you're being, shafted at work, right? That, if you're not dealing with those situations, which is your real self-care, how relaxing can that pedicure actually be, okay? So when you do your real self-care, and it can be 2 minutes a day, and that's what we do in the Wellbeing Warriors Academy, some of you on, which is fabulous. We take 2 minutes a day to genuinely attend to the self-care, which is the foundational aspects that elevate our lives and change our lives, and that evolve us, right? So there is this big difference. Don't be fooled by the difference between self-care and indulgence, because they're different and you need them both, but don't confuse one for the other, right? So indulgence feels good in the moment and then it's gone. Genuine self-care feels good long term, right? Because you've exited a relationship that was actually bringing you down, because you've got your debts under control and you know where your dollars are going, because you know you're eating in a way that honours your body and you've got that sorted, and you're standing up for yourself, okay? So I want you this weekend to really think about that. Have some indulgence, absolutely, like do a face mask or get your nails done or whatever, fantastic, and enjoy it. But ask yourself, what is the real self-care that my being is crying out for right now? What is it that's actually really overwhelming me, or stressing me out, or worrying me, or I feel stuck? That is your real self-care work. And get some support around making that happen. Don't avoid it. And that is where you actually start to make that progress and start to move forwards. So that was the tip that I really wanted to share with you this Feel Good Friday. Do we like the name of the show? Feel Good Friday Show. So I have a couple of little actions for you. If this has been helpful and given you something to think about, share the Feel Good. I'd love for you to share this video and inspire someone else to really think about that difference between self-care and indulgence. I'd love for you to think about what is genuine self-care for you. Do check out my coaching academy. If it sounds intriguing, we would love to have you because that's where you get the support around self-care. And have yourself a really amazing weekend. There's been loads of you on. I'll just say a few quick hellos. Hi Erin. Hi Davina. Hi Claire. Hi Glenda. Hi Jackie. Erin says, Wellbeing Warrior Self-Care is so active, makes such a difference. It does. It's just keeping it top of mind, isn't it? And not getting confused between self-care, which is indulgence, and real self-care, which makes a difference in your soul. Hello, Glenda. Bobby. Hi, Claire. Oh, Claire really liked all those examples. Hello, Kathy. Alyssa. Yeah, see, Alyssa, this is a really great. You say the food example is a really good one, as I usually just accept I'll have to eat carbs when I don't normally. So that is a fantastic little aha moment for you, Alyssa, to just take on board. It's like, that is my commitment to self-care going forward. Genuine self-care for me is when I'm in a situation where someone else has an input into my food choice, that I will speak up and say, hey, I'm doing keto currently, so that's not quite going to work for me. Let's figure out something that does. Or to call ahead and just say, hey, I'm following this plan. I just really want to make sure that there's something that makes it easy for me and doesn't make it awkward for you. So I really wanted to give you the courtesy of calling ahead. Really simple self-care. So love that, Alyssa. Love that's a little aha moment. Good morning, Bobby. Good morning, Pamela. It says, like, daily practice. Absolutely. I personally believe, yes, self-care, genuine self-care is a daily practice. Getting a massage once every 3 months, like, that's just a nice thing to do. Self-care, genuine self-care, is a small daily practice in favour of being the healthiest and happiest version of yourself that you can be, in order to give your best to the world. That's what I really think self-care is, and that is a small, tiny daily practice. Hello, Andrea, Sharon, Davina, Pamela, Carol, Vicky, Lynn, Penny. Oh my goodness. Alyssa. Okay, ladies. So, we will be back next Friday. For Feel Good Friday. If you've got a particular question that you would love for me to answer, I would love to answer it for you. Stick it in the comments below, and I'll also ping the link in there to the Wellbeing Warriors Academy for those of you that are curious. All right, have a wonderful weekend. Share the love, share the video, share the feel goods, and I will see you next week. Have a great week, and thank you so much for watching.